Hello again, Dominic friend. Welcome to another video, and this will be something video game related, as I'm continuing on my Wii U thoughts and opinions series. Now, this one will be part 6 of my little mini-series. So I'll be giving you my thoughts, opinions about the Wii U during 2016. Now, 2016, last year, was a very kind of a blank year, if you can think like that, for the Wii U. Because obviously around that time a lot of developers had basically given up on Nintendo. The only thing that a lot of third-party companies were making for Nintendo was the 3DS. And obviously around this time, even though the Wii U was still getting stuff, a lot of companies just said, no, we don't want to do anything with Nintendo. Whatever happens with the NX, then, their next-gen console will focus on that. But what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC. And that's what happened. And a lot of companies ignored the Wii U. But the thing was, overall thing about it, the Wii U actually got more digital releases than retail releases. And that definitely showed you the whole thing happening. But it was true, though. But overall, we still got a lot of great games. Even if it was kind of a bit of an unusual year for the Wii U, it was still great to see new stuff on it. And the one thing I loved about it was that for the Virtual Console, we got TurboGrafx games, which was amazing to see. It was well worth seeing, the TurboGrafx get that support, because it was something that was definitely asked for when we got it back in July last year, and I was so excited when we got it. Because I did a video about my thoughts about it and could we see any more Virtual Console content, you know what I mean? And I think that was one thing I loved about it. It really, really was exciting to see that. But obviously, it was kind of a bit of a bad year if you only had a Wii U for the current, for the current generation, which I did for most of the time. And obviously, what I used to do was basically buy the game on the Xbox 360, or even the PlayStation 3 when I recently got one back in mid-2015. And the reason I got it, because obviously I wanted to try and get into the console, which I know is a bit late, but... so any game that was skipped out on Wii U, I bought it for PS3 or 360, because that's the only thing I couldn't afford one. But I thought, well, they're getting a lot cheaper now, I'll wait until the end or whatever, wait till, when they get a lot cheaper. But we still got a lot of great stuff, and I think one company was obviously we got a lot of Lego games on the Wii U, which was amazing, since we got Lego Adventures and Lego Star Wars, which again was good. And I think that's one thing I've loved with the Lego games, is that they're really, really good. And it's great to see those type of games on the Wii U, because they're really, really well worth playing. Because they're just so fun and, unique, and I think it's great to see that sort of support on the Wii U, even if it's on, the Sony consoles, including the portable, the portable ones, the Microsoft console, and even the Nintendo consoles, and even PC, which is a good thing. But we still got a lot of good stuff, overall. I think the eShop was amazing, because obviously they still released a lot of good stuff on it. And that was the thing about it. But you also had a huge amount of, library already on the Wii U. So if you got into the Wii U at this point, you had a huge amount of games on there, including its backwards compatibility, which at the end of 2015, Sony and Microsoft gave the fans its own backwards compatibility. And with Microsoft the Xbox One, they gave you obviously Xbox 360 games on the Xbox One, which was a great thing. And then at the also around the time end of November 2015, Sony released PlayStation 2 Classics on the PlayStation 4, which definitely gave you a huge amount of games you could play on your console. But just like Microsoft doing what Nintendo did, was that they allowed you to transfer all of your content over from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One that was actually compatible, whereas Sony didn't allow that from PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4. They are allowing it from PlayStation 4 to PS4 Pro, but you know, that's the thing. People would prefer it from the PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4. But apart from that, they've still offered you PlayStation 2 classics on the PlayStation 4, which is great. And I'd love to see more support for that, which I may do in another video. But that was a good thing. It was great to see all of the current generation consoles have their own backwards compatibility. You know, giving a reason for people to own that console, which was a great thing. But the one thing I do give credit for the Wii U is that obviously it still was trickling out, you know, stuff. And I kind of adore that, because it wasn't like, oh, you know, it's done now and that's the thing. It still got support, even if it was, you know, slowly not being there, slowly dying off, anything like that. But there was a lot of rumours actually coming out around like end of March 2016 about the Wii U being discontinued. And this kind of worried me, because I thought that it wasn't going to happen. At the time it was a rumour, and I thought, please don't make this happen, because I love the Wii U. And I was thinking, give it, you know, one more, you know, full year. Give it one amazing year left, or whatever. Or, you know, give it a lot of time left, because it is a great console. It's well worth anyone's time. It really, really is. But obviously around that time we started hearing more stuff about the NX. And obviously it was going to be releasing around like end of 2016. Which, again, also the rumours were coming out about Zelda Wii U. But a lot of people started hearing that it was going to be released for the Wii U and the NX. And I think that's what kind of worried a lot of people, because they weren't sure what was going to happen. You know, was the new Zelda game going to be basically another Twilight Princess release? You know what I mean? Because Twilight Princess was originally a GameCube game that got delayed so long. It was originally announced back in 2003, and then it was announced to be released in 2005, but then the game kept getting delayed until the state it was going to release in 2006. And a lot of people wondered, will it be released for both the GameCube and the Revolution, which ended up being the Wii? And that's what happened. You know, the game was released on the Wii first, and then it was released a few weeks later on the GameCube. And a lot of people weren't sure what was going to happen. And I was very sceptical about that. I thought, could this happen? Could it not? I think at one point I thought it was going to be released for Wii U only, and then the NX was going to do its own thing. But it turned out at the end of the year that the NX was delayed until 2017. They said early 2017. And then we found the truth, well, not the truth, we were given the official announcement of the NX, which was known as Nintendo Switch, which was going to release in 2017. There wasn't a date yet, but then obviously it was revealed that it was going to release on March 2017, and that's basically what happened. And obviously we also got the official announcement of Zelda Wii U /NX, which was known as Zelda Breath of the Wild, during the Treehouse 2016. And obviously during the Nintendo Switch announcement, it was revealed it was going to come out on the 3rd of March, simultaneously for both the Wii U and the NX on the 3rd of March 2017. And since we knew that the day was going to come for Breath of the Wild, it was going to be a very, very exciting day for Nintendo owners, Nintendo fans, gamers, video gamers overall, to experience this, you know, high-class Legend of Zelda game. And it was definitely something that was well worth waiting for. You know, we were given, you know, an HD experience of Zelda, like a sort of HD Legend of Zelda, back in E3 2011. And all the way to March 2017, when that amazing day would come, we would get the release of Zelda Breath of the Wild for both the Wii U and the NX. And that is what will be occurring in my next video, when I'll be doing it in 2017. But yeah, it was kind of a bit of a mixed year. And I think one thing that kind of makes me think this, and it's really true, was that with Paper Mario Color Splash, to me, it kind of felt that it was Nintendo's last attempt of keeping the Wii U alive in 2016. I think it was their only... sorry. It was their only mainstream Wii U game that they released in 2016. And it kind of made me think that when I bought that game, I remember thinking, before, but actually, when the game came out, I remember thinking, I thought, there's that little spark there that kind of makes it feel that this is Nintendo's last attempt to keep the Wii U alive. Even though we knew that Nintendo was making a next-gen console, it kind of had that sort of feeling, if you know what I mean. And that's just how it felt for me and stuff. You know, people might feel different, but that's just how it felt for me. You know, that's just the way it went. But we still got a lot of great support for the Wii U. And unfortunately, obviously, Nintendo of America and Europe discontinued the console like near end of 2016. Obviously, around like October, November time, 2016. But we would wonder, when will the Wii U be discontinued in Japan? We will just have to wait and see what will be happening. And I just want to say, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you've been enjoying this series. I know I'll be doing one more video, but I just want to say I hope you enjoyed this video and you looked forward to my final, if you want to think like that so far, part of this Wii U Thoughts Opinion series. And it will unfortunately be my thoughts of the Wii U so far in 2017. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll be uploading this video very late, but I thought, well, I want to do it anyway. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and look forward to my final part of this mini-series. See you later. Bye.